Good day and welcome. This is Samal Channel News, your reliable source of information. In today's news, Spotlight, paparazzi, fame, first covers of magazine and red carpet. What's the connection between World of Warcraft and Hollywood? Our sources discovered a place where you can find a glamorous and fab celebrities. You can see that all in today's episode, Hollywood in World of Warcraft. So take a seat, relax and enjoy. Zangarmarsh Swamp is a unique place. Before the explosion, it was known as Zangar Sea, totally covered by water. This place is now inhabited by very specific creatures, in most cases dangerous and poisonous. The last person I expected to meet here is Mr. Handyman MacGyver. He's hiding here as a MacDiver, and I think that he's teaching some diving stuff under the hot banner. Unfortunately, we were forced to run. It turns out that they don't like paparazzi at all. Shatra is a place especially touched by corruption of Fel and conflict between orcs and Eredal, also known as Draenei. We can see the damage caused by Fel energy. It did not stop Outland's inhabitants, however, to take a shelter in Shatra and create sort of sanctuary for all the people from distant places of the planet. A few people stand out from the crowd. For example, in one of the taverns in Lower Shatra, we found one and only Paris Hilton, disguised as a Harris Pilton. She is full of glamour and gracefully posing in front of the camera as always. You can earn an achievement for buying one of her bags. It's not cheap, but hey, if you want to be stylish, there's a price to pay. Don't miss out the tavern, guys. Shatra is a sanctuary and a place for all kinds of races and people with some kind of murky or colorful past. You can find blood elves, orcs, Draenei, ogres, humans, Arakua, in most cases living next to each other. And living conditions leaving much to be desired though. When you visit suburbs of Shatra, you can stumble on a Dirty Harry, also known as Larry. He doesn't remind that tough badass who was running with a magnum, killing bad guys. Well, it's a hard life for Harry now, who's struggling to survive. Former shadow of himself, Clint, once defender of the law, now an outcast, who's using dirty tricks just to stay afloat. There are ruins south of Shatra, ruins of Oknidon, which means City of the Dead. It was a massive mausoleum, one of the holiest places for the race of Draenei. It was also a scenery for a great battle between armies of Gul'dan's Shadow Council and Draenei. To destroy Oknidon, Shadow Council accidentally summoned a Momo, great elemental being who sent a massive shockwave and destroyed buildings and all things around him within a radius of many miles. However, catacombs and tunnels were intact, and that's the place where you can find rather enemies than friends. Some citizens of these tunnels are neutral, and if you're looking for the right place, you can find Slim Shady. Eminem, famous rapper, insists, however, that he's not either slim or shady, and it would be nice of you that you could just piss off. Due to the richness of Azeroth world, there is one organization who is constantly studying a history and artifacts. League of Explorers, founded by dwarven clan Bronzebeard, is aiming to study a history of dwarves, its origins and where they come from. In the meantime, an active League member, Brand Bronzebeard, is traveling the world, discovering new old things and getting into trouble. The next celebrity is a Brand follower, Mr. Harrison Jones, a famous archaeologist and a Brand disciple who has a considerable influence on a course of events on Azeroth. We had a chance to see him in action in Uldum and Zulaman Temple, Stormwind Library, and wherever we're talking about some ancient stuff. A whip and a hat, charisma and a charm, the red carpet is just a perfect place for a Harrison Ford. We are in Stormshield on the continent of Draenor. The Alliance is making sure that everything is ready in a case of conflict. Armed posts, everyday routine, scouting and exercises. Democracy here has a taste of an alive sword. There's always war somewhere, bloody game for an influence, territory, power and throne. Does that ring any bells? Well, it should. In the middle of it all, we discovered someone special, Emilia Clarke, under the name of Amelia. She fell straight into the center of a fight for a dominance over this region, and despite the fact that she doesn't have any dragons, she is still hell of a fighter. Emilia is also selling some PvP sets if you ever want to visit her. Excuse me, do you mind? Oh, thanks very much. These guys just love camera. Stuffy in here. Oh well, Undercity. Pride and glory of Forsaken and Sylvanas Windrunner. Place for a society which didn't quite fit in a world of living. That's because of disputable decisions from the past, and maybe that undead are not quite Mr. and Mrs. Universe. They are, however, a good fit for a picture of a horde who values freedom and independence. We are here for one reason, for one person to be exact. Christopher Dracul is none other than Christopher Lee, master of horror, nearly 70 years in the Hollywood business, an incredibly distinctive actor and a vocalist who released a metal album in the age of 88 years old. Not to mention that his portrayal of Dracula is one of a kind. Blizzard and I salute you. We couldn't miss one of the capitals of Azeroth. We sniffed around in Stormwind, but we didn't search in obvious places where all the nobles of the kingdoms gather. No, we are right now, as you can see, in a quiet place where you can go for a picnic, take your significant other for a romantic walk, or if you are single, just take a sip or two of your beloved drink and go fishing. In this park you can also find someone special, an icon of Hollywood big time. Audrey Burnhead is none other than Audrey Hepburn, a big star of cinema from the 50s and 60s, where she's remembered mainly for films such as Breakfast at Tiffany's or Roman Holiday. British style icon, dancer and a model, she was also an active member of human rights, so no wonder that she's actually in Stormwind. If you want holidays, I got a perfect spot for you. Right next to the latest addition to the landscape in the form of Sargeras' sword, where he pierced the planet Azeroth and the blood escapes from outside in the form of Azerite, and it's a fuse for a war between a Horde and Alliance. Just look at this place. Feralas, because that's the name of a region we are in right now, has its own sea resort where holiday makers come from every corner of Kalimdor. Sun, tan, beach and chill out favors this place. You can have a drink and order some nice food from the head chef Gordon Ramsay, also known as Gordon Ramsay. Head chef makes sure that everything goes like clockwork and the guests are well served and well fed because Gordon is such a nice guy.
Fuck off you fat useless sack of fucking Yankee danky doodle shite.
And the charmer.
Fuck off and go and put some more makeup on.
Do me a favour. Get out.
Yes, yeah.
Fuck off, will you?
That's Gordon all over. One way or another, get on your mount, check the weather, and Ramsay will be more than happy to prepare some food just for you. Old Draenor. A Warlords of Draenor expansion reveals its beautiful world to us, where you can see how did it look before disintegration and destruction, where you can discover species of animals and breeds nowhere else seen, to see with your own eyes the monumental Draenei temples not affected by foul energy. There is a lot to explore. There's also one special place where Blizzard deliberately created a character to pay homage to one person. We are in a small island, somewhere in the south of the continent, and when we get closer to the small battle and interact with it, we will summon a friendly being. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you Robin Williams. This is a recreation of Williams' iconic Aladdin genie, and the tribute is just great and very touching. We all know him from films like Good Morning Vietnam, Mrs. Doubtfire, Good Will Hunting, Jumanji, Fisher King or Patch Adams. A person with incredible energy that can move an audience through his own emotions. I think that Blizzard just hit the right spot. Rest in peace, Robin. That's all in today's episode. I hope you had a good time. If so, please give us a thumbs up, click subscribe and the new content will be yours to watch in no time. We are also available on Facebook, link is in the description below. You watched Samal Channel News. It was a pleasure to present this material just for you. Take care and see you again.